Hello, my name is Sho and welcome back to another episode of Game Things. This week's episode is also called the Single Awareness episode. If you're here, chances are you're here for the game news. So let's get right into it. Better late than sorry. Nintendo held its first Direct this year on February 9th, 2022. And I would still love to talk about most of the games shown in the Direct. A new game for the Fire Emblem franchise. Nintendo started Direct by revealing Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, which is another Musou title, or aka the Dynasty Warrior-like game for the Fire Emblem 3 Houses. For a person like me who hasn't played 3 Houses, there really isn't much I could say about it in terms of storyline and plot, but I could tell you that if you're a fan of Musou, this game doesn't look bad at all. The game is hinted to be released on 24th June of 2022. The next game is something that I've played probably equally much compared to Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire back when I was a kid on my Game Boy Advance. It is Advance Wars, released back in 2001. And now, Nintendo is giving the Nintendo Switch a first taste of the Nintendo Wars series with Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp. Multiple campaigns, more terrains, voice characters will all be made available alongside some quality of life changes like fast forwarding your gameplay and an option to reset your turn. Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp is coming to Nintendo Switch on April 8th. And in case any of you are interested, No Man's Sky will be releasing on a Nintendo Switch this summer. I mean, it is a great game, but at this point, it has been more than 5 years since it was released back in 2016? If you care enough about the game, my guess is that you have played it, earned your fair share of dopamine, and moved on. That is, if you are someone who loves to keep all your games on Switch, well, congrats. This is a +1 for your bucket list. But oh my god, I wasn't really expecting this, yet it is actually happening. It started with a stadium, cheering crowds, patted Bowser, and on the next scene, you already know, it is football time. Mario Strikers Battle League is a 5 vs 5 football with some super ability in the mix. You know, a little sprinkle of Mario magic. And apparently for this game, the gear that you wear will change your stats that ultimately affects how you wish to play your character. Local matches is also available for up to 8 total players on a single console. Online club mode is the online mode of the game with up to 20 players per club to compete against each other and climb the ladder to the top of the club ranking. This game probably isn't a big surprise to dedicated Nintendo fans, but a pleasant yet questionable one as I ask myself, do I really need a Mario version of every single sports game? Just to be clear, I'm not complaining, more than happy to have a new game to play. But come on Nintendo, how am I supposed to spare my time for this when I already have an entire backlog of games to play? Mario Strikers Battle League is coming to Nintendo Switch on June 10. Now, for this gameplay review, I thought it was some Call of Duty when I saw the chopper. Turns out it was our agent Splatoon's. I myself have played a fair share of story mode and online multiplayer mode for Splatoon 2. The only thing that I would hope for Splatoon 3 is a better, well thought out campaign mode. However, what we are shown seems to be an upcoming co-op mode for the game, Salmon Run Next Wave. We can see that there are waves to complete, and each wave does have a timer with quota being, I would guess, your objective to complete. More information to be revealed in the summer of 2022. Can't say much about it until I get to try it myself, so fingers crossed for this to be a good one. The next reveal, I would consider this a casual one. Front Mission First Remake is a remake of the original Front Mission, which is a tactical RPG released in Japan back in 1995, made for the Super Famicom. Papa, is that you? To me, it is simply explained as XCOM but Mac. For a game that I didn't get to play in 1995, hopefully this summer I can get my hands to try it out. Oh, and did I already mention that Front Mission 2 is also confirmed to be releasing in the future? Not long after I just said that we don't need every Mario version of sports game, Disney had decided to make a card game for themselves by bringing Disney and Pixar characters into the game. Disney Speedstorm is developed by the creator of Asphalt, Gameloft. And I guess after all, I should still be able to look forward towards this release, considering how popular Asphalt is and is for sure played by most of the smartphone users at least once. Cross-platform play is available, split screen and online multiplayer mode is also a thing. The game is said to be free to play, so definitely give it a try this summer. Then we have some fillers. Star Wars The Force Unleashed, which was previously a Wii port for Nintendo, is now coming to Nintendo Switch on 20th of April 2022. Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed, the Ezio Collection, is also available on Switch starting 17th of February 2022. The collection includes Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed Revelations, 2 short films, and DLCs. SD Gundam Battle Alliance is an action-fighting, role-playing game coming to Nintendo Switch this year with support of up to 3 players, each with their own mobile suits, and with the help of parts to enhance your suit, you gain more power to help restore the peace in the Gundam universe. Chrono Cross, the Radical Dreamers Edition, is a remaster of the original Chrono Cross, which was released as early as 1995 for the Super Mario NES. Did I just say Super Mario? Super NES. The game is coming to Nintendo Switch on April 7 this year, other than the PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam release. Finally, here it is, a new Kirby game. Kirby can now eat a car, and of course, it drives. The move didn't have a fancy name, it's called Mouthful Mode. Become anything you want, let it be a vending machine that shoots soda cans, a cone that headbutts, a light bulb, and even weaponizing water. Be everything and anything you want in your adventure and save the kidnapped Waddle Dee. Kirby's ability can also be evolved at Waddle Dee's weapon shop, all to help your Kirby become stronger by increasing the range of attacks, and these will also change Kirby's appearance. Kirby and the Forgotten Land will launch on Nintendo Switch on 25th of March. Too bad if you're here for the news on MLB The Show 2022, which launches on 5th of April. A baseball game? Because I just couldn't care and I went and made myself a cup of coffee. And if you want to hear about the cloud version of Kingdom Hearts 1 to Kingdom Hearts 3, also called Kingdom Hearts Integrum Masterpiece, which should be now playable on the Nintendo Switch, I picked up the book that I didn't bother to read for 10 years while sipping my coffee. Now, don't get me wrong, I do not dislike the game, but cloud version of the game which requires internet connection to play is just not my thing. I don't know. What do you think? Does it bother you to play games that requires internet connection all the time, especially for a handheld? let us know down below. And just like what I've said about No Man's Sky, the Portal game is in the same situation. Portal Companion Collection includes the first Portal game and Portal 2, which is coming to the Nintendo Switch this year without a specific date at the moment of this recording. A little too late for those who actually cared to play, but better late than never. Life Alive is the next game that we have, and the game gets a remaster in HD 2D for the players to relive the glorious JRPG released back in 1994 for the Super Famicom. When I saw this on the direct, my face went poggoed. Got it? Poggo? Well, if you don't get it, check out the trailer, and you could do so with the links in the video description. Life Alive is releasing on July 22nd, 2022 on the Nintendo Switch. Okay, I get it. Because of the current ongoing situation in this world, we don't get to do a lot of activities that we used to do. But even when Nintendo comes out and say, hey, you better start getting up and swing your Joy-Con, things are about to get real. I don't know if I can call the year 2022 as the year of sports game, but one thing is for sure, Nintendo is convinced that sports game is a must-try for all their player base as they release Nintendo Switch Sports, which is an iteration of the Wii Sports series. From the original since the Wii, we have tennis, bowling, chambara, which is a sport where you try to knock your opponent off the platform with a stick by switching your stance between defending and attacking, to the newly added soccer, badminton, definitely gonna try how wonky it is, and finally volleyball, which is the game happened to be showcased during the direct, where Mr. Koizumi were definitely not forced to play with Mr. Takahashi. Local and online multiplayer mode is available for all 6 sports mentioned. Nintendo Switch Sports is launching on April 29th, with the future update in the fall to add a new activity. Of course, it's gotta be golf. One last thing to add on, Nintendo is going to have a playtest for the Nintendo Switch Sports online mode for the purpose of refining their technical side of things. The playtests include bowling, chambara, and tennis, which all of them start 18th of February towards 20th of February, and hopefully this video made it out in time for that. In the case that you couldn't try out the sports game, Triangle Strategy, a brand new tactical RPG released by Square Enix, have its demo available on the Nintendo eShop, playable to the end of Chapter 3 on the Nintendo Switch right now. What is cool about it is that the save progress will be carried over from the demo to the actual game when you purchase the final release version of the game coming later this year. And if that is not enough, Metroid Dread has gotten a free update that includes Dread mode, which is a hardcore mode with one-hit kill mechanic. A rookie mode has also been added for players who needed a little bit of assistance. The upcoming free update, which features a boss rush mode where players get to battle the bosses continuously, will happen on April 2022. While DLC is not free, but with a total of 48 maps included in it as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC, I don't even know what to say. Honestly, I think they could have just released these as a Mario Kart 9 and people will still take it in, but no, they chose to release the maps in 6 waves, with each wave bringing 8 maps. And here's the important part, with all of them fully released by the end of 2023. Basically, this is Nintendo telling us that Nintendo Switch is still here to stay. The first wave of courses will be releasing in March 18, 2022. Last but not least, the Wally discuss Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I have to admit, I myself am guilty of not playing a single game from the series as of today. I know. I will fork out some of my time to play the game. I hope to finish Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna, the Golden Country, all before or by September 2022, because that is when Xenoblade Chronicles 3 will be releasing this year. I personally am excited for it, but for a niche reason. Oh my god, does the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Special Edition looks amazing. I hope they make a good one with the XC3 as well. That will be all of the Nintendo Direct summary from us. There are some of the games that we did not mention, but most of them are covered here. So feel free to check out the Direct with the link in the video description. On to the Flash news for this week. Disgaea 6 Complete is coming to PlayStation 4 and 5 as well as Steam this summer. Atomic Heart gets a new release window trailer. Atomic Heart is an open-world, first-person shooter RPG with a mix of gore and horror, with events unfolding in an alternate universe during the high noon of the Soviet Union. The game is developed by the developer Mundfish, and it will be out for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC in the month that ends with B.E.R. Literally is what was shown in the trailer. Very helpful indeed. The Wolf Among Us 2 is an episodic graphic adventure game developed by Telltale Games. It has been years since I've last played the first game in the series, but with the sequel releasing in 2023 for the PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and Epic Game Store, perhaps I should find some time to revisit the first game before the sequel's release. You can check out their full trailer with the link in the video description. While waiting for Telltale's game upcoming title release, how about experiencing Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, a free game that you can now claim on the Epic Game Store by and before 25th of February 2022. For this week's release to try out, if you're a fan of Total War series, Total War Warhammer 3, as of this recording, is coming out on 17th of February. And if you have a PlayStation, how could you possibly miss out Horizon Forbidden West, releasing on the PlayStation 4 and 5 on February 18 this month. I'm surprised by how it looks on the PS4, which was a console released back in November 2013. Props to Guerrilla Games and whoever made it run on the base PS4. And that is all from me for this week. Lots of game news that we have discussed, and here is to hope for more in 2022. Come back again on Friday for more game things. My name is Sho, signing out.